visual on that? Roger that. Looks like we're going right by it. We'll put it off to starboard.
We're here at Highburn Key in the Exumas. We're expecting a lot more wind. It's only about 12 or so, 12 knots now. It's gonna about double that. So we have a nice anchor out, she caught well. We're gonna put a bridle on, which effectively reduces the scope, which is the angle that the chain makes to the anchor, and balances things out. This goes on the chain. One on the starboard side. Of course, this has to go underneath. The other side. Now we just let out more chain so that the force of the anchor is on the bridle, not on the chain. Welcome to Shroud Key. This is kind of an interesting island in that it's all mangroves on the inside, and there are 3 creeks that run inside, and we're gonna explore some of these creeks. We got a sandbar up ahead to go over. This guy's gonna show us that it can be done, maybe, or maybe not. This is all limestone. And limestone developed what they call karst topography. Karst is a region where this was first described geologically. But you have sinkholes. In this case, they go down about 3 meters. It all drops below the groundwater table. And so there's fresh water down there, fed by rainfall. Maybe a little bit brackish if there's, depending on how much influence from the ocean there is. But this whole area is full of sinkholes. There's one behind you, another one here. There's 2 more, huge one over here. But the limestone dissolves out through carbonic acid from leaf litter and from the atmosphere, and dissolves out as underground rivers, which then fall in, and you get a sinkhole. This is another sinkhole, not as deep as the one with water in it, but the leaves die and fall into the hole, decompose, and you get some rich soil down in here. And the native Bahamians call these banana holes, because you could just plant a banana tree down in here and it grows up and you get bananas. Not only that, you don't have to bend over to pick your bananas. Hi, boys and girls. We're here on Hawksbill Key. We're gonna go exploring. We're gonna see some ruins of a town that was built by Loyalists when the American Revolution kicked them out. Ungrateful slobs. And they came down here and started a new life amidst the scrub.
And your name is Mr. Rogers.
Windows down, scattered clouds, smell of spring outside. Open road, you sitting close. Let's go somewhere far away.
Early form of
As if
concrete.
all I have is you, and I'll be just fine.
This is a sisal plant. They were imported from Mexico as a cash crop for the Bahamians. This one is in flower. The central shoot, or the flower stalk, shoots up amazingly fast. The central core stores a lot of energy in the form of starch, which is then used to shoot the stalk up. In parts of Mexico where they grow these, they harvest the starch and convert it to sugar to ferment to make tequila and mezcal. But here they were used for fiber, and turning these leaves into fiber was a very labor-intensive process. The fiber was used for ships, all the rigging on tall ships of the day. This was the site of a beehive oven, which could have been used for cooking. It also could be used for, as evidenced by the pile of conch shells, for making mortar, which was then plastered onto the houses. The seashells are a good source of calcium carbonate, which you could heat with a lot of air and turn into mortar and concrete. This is a sinkhole here on Hawksbill Island. There are many of them. This one may have been used for drinking water for the family who lived here back in the 1700s, 1800s. But even now, or recently, they were used for by cruisers, sailing cruisers, as a source of fresh water before water makers became readily available. We can just convert diesel fuel into drinking water. But cruisers would land on the island, hike in here carrying empty 5-gallon jugs, fill them up and carry them back to the dinghy. It was either that or run out of fresh water. That's deep.
Windows down, scattered clouds, smell of spring outside. Open road, you've seen close. Let's go somewhere far away. As if all I have is you, now we just feel. Just fine. Heading for the western shore, while the sun it slowly fades. Days are full, and I'll spend them with you. So let's go somewhere far away. 'Cause if all I have is you, then I'll be just fine.
It's an air-conditioned cave.
All going.